Hey, what's good, y'all? Fusion from Convo Kingz here, back with another video. And today, we're doing another podcast, episode 2. And just an announcement, we're at 60 subs. It's been quite a long time since I had a new sub. I do know the person who did sub, so I appreciate it, but, it is what it is. So congratulations to the squad, the Convo Kingz, me, Smurfy, and Vegas. And again, we're definitely going to be dropping some stuff more often, especially since school is out. So yeah, so enough with the formalities. So today, I do have a few things to talk about here. I want to talk about some more of the craziness going on with Joe Budden, of course, one of my favorite podcasts, and then I'm also going to talk about some basketball stuff. There's a few things going on there, and a little bit of some music stuff as well. There has been a couple songs that dropped here, and a couple albums that have dropped, and I'm really excited to talk about those, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. And I do have some notes this time. Usually I don't do notes, but just to keep myself focused, I do want to go ahead and keep a little bit of notes here. So first, the first order of business, I'm going to start off a little bit light here with the music. There was a few albums and songs that have dropped since I have since last week or the week before. I really haven't been recording that often, but anyway, that J. Cole project dropped, and I really do like it. I've been listening to it off and on. I like how he sounds. I like his rapping. It's dope. I like the way he's flowing on certain songs. Let me actually pull up the track list here. I am horrible with names. Give me like 1 second here. Yeah, so the Off Season, that's what the album is. And probably my favorite song on there is My Life with 21 Savage and Rory. I think that's how you say it, but the J. Cole on that soul sample definitely just eats. 21 Savage eating on that. I've only listened to a few songs from Rory. Well, actually just one, that Quicksand song, and I do think he's dope. His singing is good. I like the way he was going on to that song. Like, Cole put him in a really good position to go ahead and use his voice the best that he can. But that's definitely one of my favorites. Punching in the Clock, I like that song. Close is also one of my favorites. Just the different ways he was using like that word close in the track. That's just dope to me. He also had the Climb Back. I've heard that. Interlude, I've heard that as well, and that's not too bad either. But overall, this is just a really great project. Like, I don't really have nothing to complain about. But I do want to talk about the 95 South. That is definitely a great way to start off a track, especially if you haven't been dropping albums or songs in a while. Just the way he came in with Cameron, and at the end, man, it came in with Lil Jon just talking, and that's how you start off an album. But yeah, I'm really excited on what he has next in store for us. I don't know if y'all are a Cole follower or coal miner. I don't like that name. Cole. That shit sounds sort of lame. But anyway, I've been a fan of Cole for a while, and I do see that he has probably 2 more albums left. Well, per se, and then he's supposed to be retiring, but we'll see about that. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about Cole's project. It was great. I'm definitely gonna have a few songs that I do want to go ahead and spin here. I forgot to mention Pride is the Devil That's Hard too, with J. Cole and Lil Baby. He came in hard. I think that Lil Baby's gonna be, because he's getting better, and that is what I do like to see in my rap artists. I like seeing him getting better. I like seeing 21 get better. Those two people are getting better at rapping as that's like the time goes, and that's just dope to me. That's just really dope. Next on the drops, 21. I mean, Nicki Minaj. She dropped a few tracks from, well, just over like the years. Like, she's had a few songs that were already out, and then she threw them on a project. It was about an hour and some change long for that project, 23 songs. I really didn't get through it. I'm not a big fan of Nicki Minaj, and I've also heard quite a bit of these already. That Chirac song is still great, how she comes in. Also with G Herbo, he just eats on that. But really the main attraction, like what really drew me to listening to this is the Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne feature there. That song, Seeing Green. Just a little bit of backstory on myself with these three. I was a huge fan of like the Carters. I like the Carter 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. Now it's, you know, I've always been a Wayne fan. Except for that time where he went through his little punk rock phase, but we don't count that as Lil Wayne. But anyway, yeah, so he was flowing, you know. That's what he does, is his wordplay, how he picks out words and all that type stuff right there. That's what he's good at, and that is definitely what he did, you know. I think he was a high point on the track here for me. Drake, I'll actually save him for last. I have some stuff for him. But Nicki, you know, she did all right. I'm not the biggest Nicki Minaj fan now. I really only liked a few of her songs just to begin with. But I don't know, like, she's just not that enjoyable to me, you know? Like, I don't think she's bad or nothing, but she's just not my type of music. And again, like, there's no sly on her. I still like some of her songs, like Pills and Potions. That's definitely one of my favorite songs from her. Super Bass as well. Just, I like pop Nicki, not really rap Nicki. That's not my thing there, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. Except for that monster verse when she rapped that's her best verse ever, and I do hope that she tops that. But you know, like, you really never know. Now back to Drake. Drake's been making me mad, low key. Like, these past few songs that he has dropped, they weren't good to me, man. And I used to be a huge, just like everyone else around my age, huge Drake fan, you know. He knows how to make a good pop song, and he knows how to rap well, but he's just not doing it. Like on this track, one line that still is in my head is, he said all these plaques, no, he said he's getting plaque like a toothbrush. Getting plaques like a toothbrush. Getting plaques like a toothbrush. All right, yeah. And that's really all I really have to say about that. And again, you know, Drake was, in my opinion, Drake can rap lyrically if he would like, but he's just not doing it, and I just don't understand. And even when he makes his pop songs, he knows how to make a good pop song, but he's just not doing it. Like, these past few songs that he has dropped were not it. Of course, like, they're gonna chart because it's Drake, but they're not that good. And I'll definitely drop a Drake rant at some point, because I do have a lot to talk about that dude. And again, it's coming out of was a Drake fan. Now I always do listen to Drake when he does drop, but again, if it's not good, then it's never gonna touch my phone ever again. But yeah, so that's just really my little cut and dry paste there. And that's about it on this album, or mixtape. I really haven't heard it all the way through yet. I've only listened to a few songs here and there. I actually do like the second beat, Fractions. That beat is nasty. Yeah, she really didn't do much with it, but like that beat is hard. Definitely like a really good beat there. Other than that, that's about it on music. I really didn't listen to the Migos. I used to be a fan of like the Migos, like the First Culture and everything else. Offset kills his features. Takeoff isn't too bad. Quavo needs to go ahead and chill out on rapping for now. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, there's one more song that I'm still listening to now to this day. Excuse me if you heard that was me scrolling through Spotify here. Lay With Ya by Isaiah Rashad. That shit is hard. I am a huge Zay fan. I have been a Zay fan. I'm a ride or die Zay fan. I've listened to every single song that he has made and also dropped. I listened to his old mixtapes, all that, and I can't wait till he drops the album. Apparently he's dropping it in June, but we'll see. Yeah, so TD has a lot to prove, especially since Dreamville just dropped a great album here with J. Cole, album/mixtape, because it does give me mixtape vibes. But just the way that J. Cole and the whole Dreamville thing took that hype from TDE, that just shows, if you're not Kendrick dropping with J. Cole, then there's no point in really even trying to drop as TDE. But hopefully Zay drops a really good album. I'm really excited for it. I love the track. It's a lot more Southern boom than usual with Zay, but again, not bad. Duke Deuce, he was killing it on that track as well. So yes, that's really all on music. So let's get into some sports here, some basketball. Well, the play-in tournaments are starting well today. I'm not sure if I'm going to drop this today. It is the play-in tournaments for the NBA. I'm actually really excited for this. It's definitely a new format. It's definitely one of those things where I'm just like, can't wait. Yeah, so basically what it is the 7th and 8th place players. The 7th and 8th place team and the 9th and 10th place teams, they play against each other, and then they play into the playoffs. And that's definitely going to be very, very interesting. That's definitely one of those things where it's a one-game thing. So if you don't win, then just get out of here. And just that playing, just that mentality, that's just definitely what basketball is. It's a very serious game, and if you're not serious about it, and you're not trying to put it all on the line for this one game, then man, good luck. So here are the play-in games. You got the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. That's going to be a really, really good game in the West. So the winner, man, That is going to be just a really good game, man. That's really going to be a good game. And then the Memphis and San Antonio, that's also going to be a pretty good game there. I really do want to see what John Morant does. He's a young player. I believe his second year in the league. Y'all can fact check me on that, but he's really explosive. He's skilled, and he's only just going to get better. The San Antonio Spurs, they have always been a contender, especially now since we are doing the play-in games. That's definitely going to change like the fact of, who's going to be in and who's going to be out. Especially since it's going to that 10th place in the West and the East respectively. It's just one of those things where I'm just glad to be really watching. So I can't wait to watch those two on the West games there. Now on the East, you have Indiana and the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, I'm not really tuned in on those two teams that much. Of course, it's basketball, so I really just can't wait to watch it. But still, I'm not really that tuned in on them. But I do think that Charlotte has a really good squad there. So yeah, so we'll see on that one. But the one I'm really, really excited for, well, besides the Lakers and Warriors, is Boston and Washington. Now, I'm definitely gonna drop a video on this whole little playoffs going on in basketball. I have a pretty good knowledge on basketball itself. I played basketball all throughout high school. I watch a lot of basketball. I do coach my little cousin in basketball, and I just know a lot about it. So I'm definitely going to talk about it. But just a little sneak peek on what I think about this one game, Boston and the Wizards. I think that's going to be the best game. That's just going to be the best game because it's Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook against Jason Tatum, against Jaylen Brown, against Marcus Smart, just that whole team over there. And it's a one game, take it or leave it. If you win, then you're in. If you lose, then get out of here. I can't wait for that game there. But I'm definitely gonna talk about of the West and the East, the whole entire basketball scene there in a video coming up. I may drop it tomorrow, just depending on what's going on, but I'm gonna definitely try to come out with a couple of videos there. And question of the day, I do like doing those because the few people who do watch do try to chime in. But what is your favorite sport? I've always been a basketball player. I love basketball. My girlfriend, she's a swimmer. She used to swim D1. And that's her sport of choice. And I know a few people who do football and stuff. But definitely do just let me know. I would love to hear you guys, hear what type of sports that you guys love to do, and maybe, yeah, I don't know. So that was a good little halftime break there. I feel like I have been talking a lot, but now on to the main course, the Joe Budden Podcast. So it has been a while since my last podcast, about 4 weeks there. And a lot has happened with the Joe Budden Podcast in those past few weeks. First, I'm going to start in timeline order. Joe Budden fired Rory. If you don't know who Rory is, he is the white dude. That's not Parks in the podcast. I've always liked Rory. I've always thought that he added a really good mix to the group there. Maul in turn left. He's not fired. Mal is not fired yet. But, who knows how that's going to happen. Who knows who's going to get fired, like, for sure, and if Joe's going to bring them on to try to have a conversation. Currently, Ice and Ish are part of the Joe Budden Podcast, and also Parks, he's still on there. Parks is a pretty good person to listen to as well on the podcast. I always like how he does chime in and stuff, and Ice and Ish and Joe have a different dynamic than Rory and Ma and Joe, but again, it's still great comedy, sort of. But yeah, so basically what it does seem like what's going on is Joe kept some things from Rory as far as like some business things, and then Rory didn't like it, and apparently on the most recent podcast it sounded like there was some tension going on since the pandemic started, with those two or those three. Again, I don't know all the details, but apparently there has been some stuff going on for quite a while here. And on the most recent podcast from Joe, he brought his therapist in, and I think that's very interesting that he did do that. And again, I think it's great. I definitely do want to see them get back together, Joe, Rory, and Ma, because they have a really funny dynamic as friends, and just on that podcast. But anyway, back to what's going on. And Rory and Mal did drop a sort of like their own response. It was behind a $2 paywall. I ain't paying for that, but I did go ahead and watch a little bit of it, like some clips on Twitter, some clips on YouTube, and I think I pretty much watched it all there, just from all the clips like combined. Anywho, I'm just glad that oh wait, hold on guys, I got a text. Hold on. I just got okay. Yeah, so hold on, sorry guys, this is a pause. Yeah, so what's going on is, apparently there was some sneaky stuff going on with Joe. Joe wasn't telling like the full extent on what's going on with his money. With Rory's money, I think, and then Rory was trying to find out, and Joe was trying to keep it under wraps and apparently Joe was trying to protect those two, Rory and Ma, from the business side. It's definitely one of those things where I'm just like, what is going on here? And it's a lot of friend drama. Hopefully they do squash it, because luckily I have never really had to cut off friends. We always just grow apart. I really don't talk to a lot of people that I went to high school with. I don't really talk to a lot of people who I've known for double-digit years either. As far as friends like that, I have a few family friends, more like family members now, and they're definitely gonna be on this podcast at some point, so y'all can definitely meet them and hear what they gotta say about me. But yeah, that's what's going on. One sec, guys. I have another text going on. Hold on. I just got stuff going on currently. Just give me a sec. Okay, yeah. So that's what's going on with that. I just think it's crazy. Friends, especially when you go into business with friends, it's definitely one of those things where it's hard to really balance that, and especially since Joe is a big figure in hip hop and in media, he's definitely one of those culture shifters, one of those people who shake the tree, like he says. And just with that, he has to be. And he just. And it's just crazy. It's just big craziness. And yeah. So that's what's going on. One sec, guys. I'm gonna do a weird cut here. So just give me a sec. Alright, yo. Sorry about that brief cut. I just got a text real quick. It was something pretty serious, but we're good now. Anyway, yeah. So I was talking about Joe Budden and that whole thing with his team there, and then basically just where I did leave off, mixing business with friendship, mixing business with family. That's always going to have times where stuff's gonna get shaken up. And again, because of who Joe Budden is, he's going to shake stuff up. That is who he is to his core, and it's actually just like me and my girl, we were watching some Jersey Shore something. It's like some family vacation, but something like that. Anyway, one of the dudes was cheating on his girl on the show, and it's just like, if you know who he is, why would you be surprised that he's cheating? So it's just like, Rory and Mal know who Joe is. Why are they surprised that he is being crazy, or by his thought process, not being crazy in his self, but how do I explain it? It's just crazy that Joe Budden doesn't see his craziness as he should. And by that, we're gonna get to his most recent little thing going on as well, but Joe knows he's crazy, and I'm pretty sure everybody who is around him knows he's crazy. And it's just that I don't know why they don't understand who they're dealing with, especially if they're friends with him. Now, the way that Joe was explaining it was he was trying to protect his friends, which I can't see it like through my head or through my eyes, but I know how Joe is, just from hearing a lot of his conversations, a lot of his interviews, a lot of all of that stuff. And he really does think that he was trying to protect his friends. Now, I'm not taking sides here. I think Joe is wrong, and I think that Rory is wrong. Obviously, Joe can handle things. He even said it himself, like the way he says certain things isn't the right way to say it. He should have pulled Rory and Mal aside way before this whole beef, this whole misunderstanding started, and tried to squash it there. But he doesn't know how to do that. And again, I'm not, trying to defend them. I'm not trying to play sides. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. So that's what's all going on with that part. Now, I don't know. Here's another question for you guys. 2 questions of the day. I'm actually trying to do that, as the episodes add up. I'm definitely gonna add up some questions, because I do like to hear from you guys. But have y'all ever had beef with a friend or a family member? I personally haven't had beef with a family member. I'm not the type of person to have beef with friends. I just cut them off and just go on about my day. Again, I probably have maybe 3 people who I really call friends. Other than that, they're just family by now. So that's really the only thing with me. But I really don't have beef with friends or family. Real beef. And hopefully, if this does grow me and the other two people who are a part of this collective. Hopefully we don't have issues. And again, we may have creative differences, but that's normal. But I hope that we are mature enough and know that we are family and know how to talk those things out. And again, the other two people part of this collective will definitely be a part of some of like the videos. I do have something planned and coming soon, so definitely do look out for that. Anyway, now after all that was going on, that was like a 2 or 3 day conversation on Twitter and everything. Yesterday, one of the people who used to work for Joe exposed Joe Budden for being a pervert, for being a sexual harasser, for being a sexual deviant. And it showed Joe gyrating his hips while hugging her. It showed Joe telling her that he wants to have sex with her. And that is not acceptable. And personally, I am still going to watch Joe Budden. But I am not going to donate to anything that he does. I do want to hear his side. Not because I don't believe the woman. It's just because I do want to see what he will say next. And that's how I've always done these certain things here. These accusations, we all seen it. She posted it on her Instagram, I believe. It's like with some receipts, some links, some timestamps, and you see Joe being nasty, and that is not okay. But I do want to see what he says. I do want him to come out with a real apology. I do want him to understand what he did was absolutely wrong. I do just want him to do that, because he's going to lose a lot of support, as he should, because he's had issues in like the past with women. He's a pervert. He does horrible stuff. He is a sexual harasser. Apparently, with this video that shows exactly what he was doing. And again, you should always believe women, especially since they have proof. And that is definitely the truth there. Joe Budden needs to really answer and have a real apology, get some help, and he needs to take a break from his own podcast. He is a CEO of a really, really huge podcast. He is the reason that the podcast is where it's at. He's the reason that a lot of these artists are really big, because of what he says about them and what he says to them and who he brings on his podcast. He has that power to pull people onto his podcast and grow them and make them big. But he needs to answer to this. So hopefully he does take a break, take time to go ahead and think about his actions. I want him to come on to the next podcast and give a real apology to said woman. And again, I don't know her name. I can definitely look it up and hopefully I can find it. But I just need him to do that, man. If not, then I will definitely decrease my viewership of his podcast stuff. I just don't think that is right, especially with someone who has a lot of strong women in my life. I would definitely am not supporting this. But hopefully he does come out with a really, really good apology. even then, that doesn't mean it's right. But I do want him to work on himself and definitely just go ahead and just take a break from podcasting. I think he needs a break instead of Rory and Mal. But yeah, that's really it. That's all for today. And again, all we did was talk about some music, talk about some NBA stuff, and talk about Joe Budden. So yeah, that's about all. And again, I'm definitely gonna talk about some of this playoff stuff once it does get rocked on. I may try to drop a video tomorrow on the games today. There is going to be the Lakers and the Warriors. I might want to do a matchup breakdown, maybe, but I'll see what time. So anyway, thank you guys for listening and for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, answer those 2 questions that I did give you guys. And hopefully by the end of the summer, we're going to reach my goal, which is the 100 sub goal by the end of the summer. By late August, I would like 100 subs. So like, share, subscribe, hit the bells for the notifications. I'm dropping 3 videos a week, people. 3 videos a week starting next week. 3. So definitely do watch them. Definitely do pay attention. And peace out.